Sorry, who was on the floor in the dark?
Your mom.
I was gonna say it.
No way, you just your mom to me.
To be fair, you almost got it from both of us.
Yeah.
Can't believe you guys.
It's only peak, top tier comedy in here.
And I'm still 14, so...
You are breaking my heart!
Huh?
A little bit of a Room reference.
Haven't seen it.
Lisa, you are breaking my heart! Oh no, it's you are tearing me apart, I'm sorry. You're tearing me apart, Lisa! I've posted it for your viewing pleasure.
It's tearing up my heart when I'm with you. And when we are apart, I feel it too.
I fucking love Backstreet Boys. Alright, gang, let's reenact Skynet.
Skynet. Yeah, last time you guys got all the stolen souls out of the Milk Drinker dungeon. You took Spike, Fuzzball, and Rover back to August's lab, and then you were able to resurrect Bob, which I didn't expect you to do, but that's cool.
We'd just be doing that.
Yeah, we'd just be bringing people back from the dead after they escaped a regime, and then Bob and Garfield are going to get along super well, except for Bob's like a normal guy. So, yeah. So he has been the third person that Thunderscrim is going to paperclip, including Garfield, Bob, and also Margaret Gorfield, great, etc., granddaughter of Vecna. So, that's neat. We're just collecting folks. And I believe we left off starting to create the first of the bodies. And midway through, Bob would be grateful to be rescued, exhausted. He's catching up with Spike. And, you know, I can't believe you defected from San Corel. You know, that kind of thing. Bob is a very proud man, and he's very proud of Spike. Spike is showing him how Fuzzball works and that kind of thing. But Bob would be ready to help you create your creations, except for as soon as he gets over the shock of being brought back from the dead after slowly passing away from injuries in a demiplane, thinking he'd never see the light of day. Again, he says to you especially, or to you too, he says, there's 100 of these, 103. Where will they go? And who will take care of them? They're children, we can't just set them loose.
That was something I was hoping to discuss with the two of you, gesturing to him and Garfield. It's
August is the ex-ambassador to Thunderscrim guy, and then Garfield is the crazy scientist. August owns the demiplane.
Okay, then gesturing to him and August. I was hoping to be able to create my own demiplane workshop, so that I might be able to have a workshop on the go. Yagami can attest that my current standards of workshops are not very good.
Yeah, they've been in a bag of holding.
Yeah, I've kind of got like the flap open so like Yagami can... Actually, hang on, have I introduced Yagami? Because I don't think I have, actually.
Oh, yeah, they probably... Although, if you showed Garfield and August Yagami, but then Bob would probably freak out, but he doesn't know the I guess, gravity of the situation.
Yeah,
They're much less spiritual than Sankaril.
Cosmic underbalancing.
Yeah.
Super not
all
good.
he knows is that they are souls, and that is wrong, but he doesn't understand what it's doing to fate, destiny, and that sort of thing.
Mm-hmm.
And he'd just kind of stare at it in awe and awkwardly meet Yagami, who's very happy to have new friends as always. They're a very cheerful young person. I think Spike would even be, hi! Like, you know, they have a really awkward, very naive people with low charisma. Yagami only has high charisma because they're cute, but...
Is there Yagami stat block?
Not yet.
Soon. Very soon.
Yeah. It's, yeah. But after Tier 4 reunions, August would tell you, he's like, I mean, I can give you a scroll of Demiplane, but you won't be able to cast it. It's a really high level spell. I can teach it to you, but you won't be able to cast it for a long time.
Would it be possible to reconfigure one of these? And I'm gonna pull out the Dimension Cube.
Oh, here, let me
to teleport to a specific demiplane. I'm unfamiliar with the magic of that, but I'm familiar with the magic of Artifice.
Hang on. There's a magic item that I'm thinking of, but I don't know the name of it. He says there's something called Rope Trick that I could teach you, but it's not very big. And then there's one that makes you make like an interdimensional house, basically, but it's also a really high level spell. And then, as far as the cubic gate goes, I might be able to, although meddling with magical objects that are already created is very difficult. Especially because cubic gate is a legendary item. So that's... I could maybe adjust this, but also even I could fuck it up and just break it.
We have faith in you, August. You're a legendary mage.
He blushes a little. Thank you, but it's still...
I would also be available to help.
I could try, but it is very difficult.
Can you cast Swish?
No, I can't.
Which would be easier?
Well, Wish has a potential to kill you. Well, Cubic Gate, listen, if we fuck up Cubic Gate, like if we break this, we could get sent somewhere. That's the scary thing. We could get sent somewhere or just be obliterated by fucking with the runes of this. And unfortunately, there is also another problem. Looking at these, it's, as Bob said, what to do with them once we have them made. Because that's a lot of, how do you protect them? How do you teach them about love? How to not get taken advantage of by when you're a day old. And, there could be even more of them than this. Someone has to teach them how to make friends and how to do math. And, but they'd probably be good at that.
School.
Yeah.
How big was Spike's creators? How big was that? His little demi-plane?
Yeah, it's 30 by 30.
Oh, so definitely not big enough.
No. It took August several years to create the one that he has. And there's another problem.
When's Bastion's birthday?
That's a great question. You mean the day you came out of?
Is it the day he woke up or the day he was created? Or yeah.
Well, the time wasn't really a thing yet when you were created. So, you could think of the cave as a birth canal.
So what you're saying is that my birthday is technically every day.
Sure.
You know, I'm pretty sure I read on the DMG that characters get a free use of the wish spell on their birthday.
That is not... No.
No.
But it's every time you enter the demiplane, you have to cast demiplane again. So you could make it once with a scroll and a really high Arcana check, but it would be difficult. And August says there is another thing. I of course know exactly what I have in my lab as far as supplies go, because I'm me, but I probably only have enough where we could make like 30 to 20, depending on how big we made them. And he looks to Bob and he goes, this is very high level stuff, and the ingredients are not cheap, especially for 103 of them. He says, I'm more than happy to donate some funds, but even those are somewhat limited.
How much would we be talking about?
So every single one needs about, it needs like a pound of mithril, which is extremely expensive. It's like 2,500 a pound. And then you need cold iron, which is kind of like the iron that comes from meteorite, but that's pretty much cheaper. It'd be like 2 gold, and then soldering silver. And then, the eyeballs that you and Spike have are basically just the goggles of night, and then this hearing apparatus is also kind of magical, and then the speech thing. So, and then of course assorted rubber and glass and steel. Each one is going to be about 3,400 gold. And
3,500 gold, you said?
Yeah, or four.
How convenient, because we have 1,000 platinum and 20,000 gold.
Yeah, so to make all 103, did I not include regular steel in my math? Because that will also make it more expensive. I could have sworn that I did. What the hell?
Well, they don't have to be very big. I've seen goblins pack a mean punch.
Yeah.
God damn, we only have enough for 34.
Yeah, it's not including how big their bodies are. It would be 350,000 about to make all of them. And most of that costs, like, you're gonna need 258,000 gold just in mithril. And yeah, to make eyeballs, it's like 41,200. Just random rubber and glass is like a 515. But, and then, depending on, how did I not put steel in this math? Because steel is expensive in these times. How the fuck? I looked it up, I know I did. Did I include it in the rubber glass cost? Fuck. And he says, we could find all of this in Golgari. However, if we wanted to get it all, like, now, people would notice us buying a fuck ton of this stuff. We could do like it little by little or something, and honestly, I come from Thunderscrum, which literally almost all mithril in the world comes from, but this is the most magical thing I can fucking think of, and also we'd fuck with the timeline if you haven't met them yet. So we can either stretch it out or something.
I believe that expanding the timeline for this project is going to be the best. That will allow us to figure out the logistics of both where to store the vast amount of bodies we're going to be creating, as well as to figure out sustainable methods for creating and replicating the bodies. I imagine that the 100 crystals that we have, plus the 3 souls that we have, are not the only ones in the world. So figuring out a sustainable method for this would be most apt.
Yeah.
I do, however, want to create a body for the 3 that I've already found.
We can do that in the next couple of days, but then the question is, what are you going to do with them?
I will travel with them.
Well, right now they're able to be carried, correct?
That is correct. It is not a fulfilling life that they're leading, though. Can I make an Arcana check real quick to see if I know if the souls inside the crystals are like fully sentient, or are they just kind of chilling in like a permanent hotel room?
Bob would tell you, if you ask, that through his discovery, he is pretty sure that they are just like in a dormant state.
Okay.
Yeah, and he says, or Bob would say, what do you mean that there's probably more? And how, I thought it was bad enough that I had 3. That the evil people could do with this. How? Who?
The Pelorians have figured out a way to transmit a vast amount of souls into crystals. They're using them to currently power weapons.
But how did they figure that out? That the guy I found these 3 from, it was like a total accident. Like, he fucked up Meteor Swarm really bad. Is that... I mean, fuck.
That is what we plan to find out and put a stop to.
It's like, oh god, what if it's my fault? What if he saw? Like, cause what if like Song Carell's doing this too? How could we? No, they can't. They don't have the heart. It's, they could use him, he's telling himself this, they could use him for spell amplifiers and that's all. And they don't feel anything, except for when you literally suck their life force away to use a spell. He's just freaking out about how maybe Pelor saw him because he's not religious. The person he found them dead in the desert, basically surrounded by 3 crystals. He's like, they worshipped Pelor, so what if Pelor saw them do that, and that's how he knew?
I guess we gotta kill a god.
Well, honestly, if I'm correct, this wouldn't be his first Pelor's first time doing this.
You mean like pulling unborn souls out of wherever they come from?
As far as I'm tracking, this has been done before.
When?
That I couldn't tell you.
Would I remember that?
Or August would say, as far as we know, they haven't been pulled out like this. Certainly, light cleansing is a thing. But, being pulled out early, yeah. Now that's different, because that person was already born. And, while I am Thundersgremian and therefore don't believe in destiny, Istis, the god of destiny, is a person. And, she will very likely lose her shit over this. As she should. This is not good, as we've discussed.
So that would mean she's on our side.
Istis? Oh yeah, she'll be pissed about this. This is literally her whole thing, is making sure that events line up so things happen. Somebody's taken a big old pair of scissors to her loom of weaving fate.
Well, hopefully us being here can keep that on track.
Yeah, do the metaphorical fabric glue, I guess. It is certainly going to be messy, however.
Everything's messy.
That is true. So it's, Bob would ask you, says, where are you going? You're going to go do, like, combat and things? You guys look like... What do you guys do anyway? Who are you? I don't even know if we talked about that last time.
I'm a ballroom dancer.
You're a ballroom dancer?
Yes.
He looks at your armor head to toe.
And the big weapons.
Yeah. The big, glowing, double-bladed scimitar.
It's exotic.
Carolina does dance. In a way.
Have him make an insight check. I don't even have roll 20 open.
Wow. Get a load of this guy, Darian.
Mhm,
Doesn't even have
mhm.
roll 20 open.
Sure is a lot of buttons you gotta click to get into the campaign, huh?
Yeah, it's like a 3-step process. You gotta log in, you gotta click on launch game, then you gotta
Okay.
join the game.
He says, "Yeah, dancing with the blade, sure." And
blade dancing is an art.
No, I'm not saying that I'm not impressed. I'm just concerned about you guys taking literal babies with you wherever you go.
I love babies.
Yeah, and they shouldn't follow you into places where you find it. He's telling Spike, "You said you got kidnapped by smugglers? That's terrifying." Like,
Yeah. See, here's a question. Okay, so Spike has a soul, right?
yes.
Can he actually die?
Yeah.
But it would just be
And
removing.
Spike goes,
removing
"I
the
have
soul.
almost died before."
It'd just be removing the soul from the body, right?
I mean, I have, when I made prototype bodies for Spike, I could just remove the heart crystal and then put it somewhere else, like in a different one. I said that confidently. I'm fairly certain you can die, Spike, because the soul light doesn't burn forever. And so, unless I haven't tried to destroy them once I figured out what they were. I've been very careful. I don't want to kill an infant, but
Nobody wants to kill an infant, but let's see. If they get put into a construct body and the crystal is safeguarded, unless you destroy the crystal, the soul will stay alive.
I think so, although there have been a couple of cases where they didn't accept the new construct body.
Right.
Like, it has to be kind of in tune.
Right.
So you could, if you're talking resurrect them, you could potentially, but I haven't experimented with it enough.
But, assuming the crystal isn't destroyed, they would live until the soul expires.
Assuming that they don't get destroyed, yes. And I don't know what kind of consequences that has for an afterlife. Maybe they could choose to pass on from the crystal and go to a celestial plane of some sort. I don't know.
Or maybe they can go on to live with mechanists.
I guess.
Just some ideas.
You raised a good point. It would be unwise to take Yagami into current battle. I will think on this later. But for now, we should work on the body that I've promised him.
Yes.
Okay.
Also, in battle, sometimes just sheer numbers prevent the battle from happening anyway.
And I exclusively never told the Empire about this because I didn't want them to be soldiers. They are children.
We would not be taking them into battle in an effort to fight. We just happen to run into a large number of fights.
Listen, if you are going to make them, work for you right out of the bat, that's not right.
It is not.
I literally.
It is not working.
It doesn't matter if you guys are good people. If you are using them and influencing them before they even know what they're agreeing to, that's not cool. And he says that this isn't cool as he's dressed like an old-timey bearded wizard. I keep forgetting to give him a voice or anything, but he's like, they're extremely intelligent right off the bat, but they don't know anything. They could be manipulated by basically anyone. They don't know what being nice is. They don't know what... The difference between friend or foe, good from evil.
Then who better to protect them than myself? That was my explicit purpose when I was built.
Make me a... He says, who... And you said Gaunt earlier, and I don't know who that is because we have, like, 4 religions we're allowed to worship in Sankarel.
Gaunt is the creator, Father. He is responsible for the creation of the material plane. I was his second creation.
Make a persuasion check.
Uh-oh. 17.
+1.
Because I'm going to use Flash of Genius. 18.
You cannot use the +1 from the friendship because you didn't say anything to help Carolina.
17.
17. Okay. That would still be enough, though. This is... Sorry I'm being so terrified of this.
You have every right to be terrified of it.
You spent your entire life being worried that your creation that you created for the sole goodness of your heart would be used for evil. It is an understandable fear that you have. However, I would like to assure you that Yagami themselves can attest to the fact that I have done nothing to influence them. I have offered them a place. Nothing more.
Yeah,
and then I'm going to open the bag and let Yagami kind of... I think I've kept the bag open just because this is kind of a conversation to include Yagami in.
Yeah. Or I thought they were standing outside already, but...
Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
Then yeah, definitely I've been doing that if they're cool with that.
Yeah. I guess Yagami's like, I mean, yeah, he's been, like, super nice to me. It's certainly better than the people I started out with.
The people that Yagami started out with tried to make Yagami fight us.
I haven't known anything other than Sankarel, and I know that they're evil, and I have always heard rumors from what the North is like and what the rest of the world is like, and I want to believe that they're true. And honestly, just the fact that you're able to do what you're able to do and you're not, you know, colonels in some army, or... I'm paranoid, but I have enough hope that this is going to be different. And I know that, I mean, we can't protect all of them, but...
No, we can't. I mean, the best way that we could is to keep the majority of them in their current state tucked away somewhere in a safe area.
I was actually going to ask if you wouldn't mind if we stored the 100 crystals that we have in your demi-plane. It is accessible only by you and ourselves.
August would tell you, yeah, I'm more than happy to keep them here. I have enough. He looks around the walls at the items you haven't even ever seen before. He's like, there's enough sketchy stuff in here already. They'll be safe in here.
Excellent.
Oh, Carolina's just like, what's that? Points at some random magic item.
Roll a d20.
Also, you may not be able to protect all of them, but I can. And then, but I'm gonna like crack my
But you can, and you crack your fucking knuckles? Yeah.
Yeah.
You clench the pistons or something.
Let off some steam.
Yeah.
Oh, Carolina's squirrel moment. I rolled a 7.
You point at a basketball-sized globe that, or it's not a globe in the sense of like the map. A globe isn't like it's a ball. He has sitting on like a wire stand on his desk, and he says that is it's a gigantic anti-magic ball. It's called the Gamb.
Is it
I'll tell you
on?
about it later. Huh? No. If it was on, the demi-plane would explode. So don't touch it. I mean, you're not powerful enough to make it work anyway, but...
As he mentions anti-magic field, I produce my echo because of the tree.
The echo comes out.
Yeah,
and then Bob, Garfield, and August, who have not seen that before, go, ah! As a new person comes out, and Spike,
put her away.
Spike goes, oh, that's neat.
Sorry, I was having a moment.
It's cool.
I'll warn you guys next time.
Yeah, but I'll get sidetracked if I go on about the Gamp now. I'll tell you about it later. It's cool.
All right.
That's what August says. But he's like, I'm more than happy to keep all of them here. It's I mean, who knows what could happen to you guys out there. And speaking of that, Spike says, you said you're from the future, right?
Yes.
So that's how you knew me.
Yes.
And he motions to Rover and Fuzzball. They're gonna miss us, I think? What do we do?
His creations are gonna miss?
No, Fel and Kara are gonna miss Spike, Rover, and Fuzzball.
Oh.
Do I remember if they go back to them if they're with them when Kara is killed?
They are in Thunderscrum, yes. Kara is also here just at a hotel. The Sandy Cheeks Tavern. But I don't know if you want to go talk to her early.
Being that I've never met Kara, I do know what she looks like.
You have met her. Very briefly.
Then that will fuck with the timeline.
I mean, you've already talked to, or Bastion and Pale have already talked to all of them. And then Spike has now obviously met you, and you met him later. However, Spike is a quiet sort of person, so he can probably pretend he doesn't know you.
I can also change my appearance.
You can. Oh, yeah, you can.
Well, Spike, I think you should go back to your crew. They will miss you, but you should go back to them.
Yeah. He says, alright, well, Rover, you're not gonna say anything weird about this, right? And Rover gives him a shrug, and he's like, oh yeah, you can't talk. Huh. What if Fel asks him a question? Him being Rover. And Rover makes beeps and boops that you, Bastion, can understand. He says, unless he asks me directly, I don't tell him things. Unless he's in danger. He's not in danger, right? Spike goes, I don't know, are we in danger? Like, what happens later?
Space-time continuum stuff. We can't tell you that.
Right. Okay. Well, I don't know when I'll see you again, Bob. But as soon as I'm done making sure my friends are safe, I'll come back here. And August, like, if you're going to Thunderscrum, then you can see me too. I don't know, maybe I can sneak you up here when you're not with the friends. And he's like, that sounds great. And so, after a awkward hug with Bob, it's very hard to hug a man who's made entirely out of metal. And Bob also asks, like, where do you have a laurel from? And then Spike's like, oh, I worship Pan now. And then Bob's like, who's that? And he's like, I'll tell you later. You know, we'll catch up. They're still not over Bob not being dead. So, after that, he'd go up to you. Thank you guys for saving me and everything. I was,
Good.
I don't know what they wanted me for, but...
Alright.
I'm glad that we were able to save you.
I'm glad too. And then I will just give a subtle hint to... I'm just gonna say, whisper to him, protect Henry.
Are you trying to make it where only he hears that?
Yes.
Make a stealth check? Or I'd say... maybe... because this doesn't really involve dexterity. I don't know, maybe an insight check to see if you can tell, like, how much in earshot everyone is and if they're paying attention to you or not.
Okay. I was gonna make my stealth check. I was like, yes, stealth. Stealth is what I want.
Whispering doesn't involve dexterity.
That's a 15.
Okay. And Bob would say, or Bob heard you, you can tell. And then August is the other one who heard you. And he says, what danger is Henry in to them? You refused to tell me earlier, but I would like to know again. Because if you say they're spies.
I will
And
not say
Spike's
that.
like, you want me to tell you what we're here for? Spike would ask you if it's cool to tell August this. Because August does not know about the Emperor prophecy yet.
No. Timey-wimey stuff.
Roll a persuasion check with advantage.
Oh my god, 12.
Higher numbers are better for you in that circumstance. And August bitterly accepts this, but he is probably going to watch Henry more closely than he usually does. So
That's fine.
yeah. But after this, Spike, Rover, and Fuzzball would leave. And it is just you two, August, Garfield, and Bob now. So we've already established that it's cool to leave the extras here, and then we're going to find someone responsible enough to care for our herd of robot children. And then Bob reluctantly is okay with you taking Yagami and the other two places. I don't remember what we named them.
Pale Jr. and
Nokia. Yeah, Pale,
Oh,
Pale
okay.
Jr. Nokia.
Nice. But there's really nothing he can do to stop you for fear of you abusing the other rocks as well. So,
well, the
not
rest
as
of
well,
it.
but yeah. As far as the three bodies for Yagami, Nokia, and Pale Jr., what do you guys want them to look like? What do you want them to do? How big, strong, fast, and smart are they? That kind of thing.
They can answer, can't they?
Oh, like you want them to know?
Yeah, I want them to pick what they look like.
Okay.
Yagami's sentient enough to, like, Yagami's been conscious enough to kind of at least get an idea of what things are like.
Mm-hmm.
And then, I mean, the other two, I don't know, they have been conscious enough to, yeah, I'll ask them. Let's see if they have feelings.
Okay. Think they'd come out of the jars, and everyone is in awe of there being two more humanoid shapes like Yagami. And the other two are very nervous because they basically got pulled out of the Ethereum Stone, turned into where they have event horizons instead of just being crystals, and then they were like tortured in a jar full of hell dust. So they're not put together very well. But between all of you, you could calm them down enough where, I don't know, August has a copy of like People magazine to show them what bodies look like. I mean, not People magazine like the tabloid, but a magazine of people. He'll show them, yeah, just what a dude looks like. A dude in the way you say, like, about a small lizard, not, you know what I mean. But I actually don't know if you know what I mean. That was really vague, but
It's alright, we're here.
yeah, hey. So Yagami's kind of down for being kind of splendidly. They really like having, like, dexterous being their thing. One of the other two, because Nokia wants to be big.
Yeah.
Like, I'm talking like built.
Yeah,
A brick.
Yeah.
And I think Pale 2 wants to just kind of be, like, kind of a less humanoid shape.
Do they want to be called Pale Jr.?
They don't know the difference.
Can I explain to them what being called Pale Jr. implies?
Yeah, what? Go ahead and have that conversation to see how you describe Pale to them. Do you describe Pale in a favorable light, or?
I just wanted you to be aware. If the two of you are accepted, if the two of you find the names that we have given you acceptable.
I mean, yeah, sure. That's what Nokia says, and then Pale 2 is like, I say Pale 2, not Pale Jr.
Same
Pale
thing.
Jr.'s like, I mean, where is he anyway? The guy I'm named after.
He has what is known as summoning disappearing
Summoning
disease.
sickness, get that
God
MTG
damn
shit
it.
out of here.
I was playing Magic earlier, I'm sorry. He has what is known as a disappearing disease. He will occasionally fade from this plane of reality.
That's terrifying. Are we gonna get
Yes.
that?
It is possible. It is not that bad. I have suffered from it as well.
Oh boy.
It's possible.
You have?
Not very likely.
Oh. I mean, it's okay for now. Maybe I'll find a new name later. I don't know.
Okay. I just wanted you to be aware that if you do not like your name, that we can always change it.
And always change.
Okay.
So yeah, I guess we'll make Pale Junior. What does Pale Junior want to look like?
Pale Junior wants to be like kind of less humanoid. They want like 4 legs, you know, and like 2 arms, but then like one really long one.
Interesting. Yeah, sure.
Yeah, they're gonna be more like a not cephalopod-ish, but
Like like Orisa from Overwatch?
I have not seen her. I will Google her.
Orisa.
I'm gonna look at images and it's just gonna be porn, isn't it? Oh no. Okay.
Not for Orisa.
Are you sure?
I hope not.
Ah, yes. Kind of like that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what they're down with. And you could, over the with everyone's help, in the next few days, you could do that. And then for Nokia, Garfield would probably even throw in some like mech-based parts to make them like extra chunky, you know, because he's been working on building a mech for himself. So, but you could, through all of these, you take the last the bodies are built, and the 3 little souls scrunch up into their like baseball-sized fuzzball forms, and you guys would be able to put them inside the Faraday cage sort of thing made out of the cold iron. That's what that's for.
Oh.
So, Mithril's for like all the conductive wiring, so they can like, it's like a nervous system kind of. And then cold iron is it's like an anti-ghost metal, like it does extra damage against undead, and so it keeps them in like a Faraday cage. So like the other ones, the other crystals that Bob had just out when you opened the lead box they were in, it gave like a ton of radiation sort of damage. But then the little ones you have in batteries from the Pelorians are in like a smaller version of those lead boxes where you can still access the power without like raw touching them. And so, yeah, that keeps that energy going into the, conducts it into the body and not just out. And then the soldering silver is like for making the runes like permanent into the metal. And then of course, Goggles of Night, I just invented something for hearing. And then like speech, I'm saying it's the same level as like Power of Tongues, so it's for Collar of Tongues. Because they can all like understand the beeps and boops of like binary or something. I don't know how fantasy robots work. But yeah,
me neither.
And then through the other various materials August would have around, you are able to make their bodies, and they're very into them, and they go and touch things, and Yagami's even like, it's so much easier to pick up tools.
Could I, as a side project, have forged Yagami their own tool set?
They would be very happy to have received them for their birthday. And yeah, Bob is sitting in a corner, nervous, but proud of their work.
Once all 3 of them are done, I'd like to gather the 3 of them, and I'd like to stand before like each of them, and go, I am very happy for all 3 of you. I dub all of thee Son of Bastion, and then I'll, I guess, shake each one of their hands, like a little bit of electricity, a little intermingling of neural circuits.
Yeah, Yagami would give you a hug. And then proceed to hug everyone in the room, because they can actually easily touch physical objects now.
They can do that now?
Yeah.
Oh, I'm so happy for them.
Yeah, and they just kind of be touching the things that August says is safe to touch in his lab. Nokia and Pale Jr. are still nervous because they've been, traumatized. But August he founded like 6 mental hospitals, so he'd give you a book on like what to do when your child is anxious.
I start teaching Nokia how to fist bump.
Hell yeah. And Nokia's got a big ass fist. Like, they are bigger than you, Bastion.
Fuck yeah.
Like, I'm talking a chunky.
I sent reference images for all of them now.
Okay.
I sent one in Discord for Nokia.
Yeah, Yagami, that's appropriate. Pale Jr. And yes, it's. I'd say they're even more square than this steel golem. Let me see if I can find what I was thinking of. I might just have to look for it later. I don't want to waste time that we have. But and Garfield would be showing them everything about how they work and what have you. So they can repair their own knees when they get not greasy enough. That sort of thing. It's a very nice birthday party.
Mm-hmm.
And everyone's having a great time. Is there anything any of the rest of you would like to do as it is turning into evening?
Honestly, no, this was kind of the current goal.
Yeah, Carolina's just roaming around the room with Nokia, looking at all the random, having random squirrel moments. What's that? What's that? What's that?
I think I'd like to just kind of commune with Gond, actually.
Okay, yeah.
Just kind of like more towards like the end of one day, like when everyone's kind of bedding down.
What do you say, or is it just like a vague?
It's just kind of a dear Creator Father, please help me protect these newly created beings. Also, I'm still working on that big airship you asked me to build. Thanks, Bastion.
Okay.
Yes, thanks. Your first son, Bastion.
Yeah. Make a.
I feel like I just had to lead a mass. What check?
Make a religion check with advantage.
Fuck yeah. Ooh, thank God, 15.
Okay.
I'll add 5 to that because it's the end of the day. 20.
Okay. You receive a vision. The feeling you get is. I would ask you if you're winning, son, but I already know. Like, Gond is extremely, extremely proud. It's, he would put them with a magnet onto the fridge, if he could.
Yeah.
And he shows you a vision of not one of these 3, but a different construct child playing soccer with, like, other flesh children, and, like, a couple of others. There's a grandma who's knitting a scarf and then puts it around a little Warforged child. Or I guess they're, they're adult-sized, but, you can tell that they're young. They don't have any dents or anything yet. So, this is a very good thing. And he leads to... he shows you again a vision of a city that is very much near the water, and he says this is where you're next, or where the others are going. He shows you, I think, a vision he sent you before. It was like telephone poles sticking out of water, like with moss growing in them. And he says soon, but not yet, as far as those go. And he also hints at you get a glimmer of a vision of a huge, white, endless room. And seated around it is, what would it be, 60 or so chairs. Sturdy mahogany chairs, and like a big circular desk like they have at UN meetings. And he says, this is going to be addressed soon. And then the vision ends. Make me a wisdom save. We haven't done this in a while.
It's because we kind of learned to stop praying.
Mm-hmm.
Wisdom save?
Yes.
17.
Yeah, you don't have the mob vision. This is a very important moment for you. And, wow. Yeah, it's just, you feel like Gond is giving you your full attention, and therefore it is harder for the Maw to get to you. But he cannot do that.
You're goddamn right.
And,
let's fucking go.
Yeah, but the thing I was looking for is Nokia wants to look like an Imperial Knight, basically. Like I'm talking, not that tall, but like that chunky, you know?
Mm-hmm. Just built.
Like an angry dwarf.
Like a really big angry dwarf.
Yeah. Yeah, we're chunky. Or maybe even like a dreadnought. Like I'm thinking like something really boxy. Yeah, I googled big chunky robot just to see if I would find what I was looking for, and I did. It was an Imperial Knight. But after this, when the festivities of the 3 birthdays have commenced, what would you guys like to do? It is evening time. The only one of you who really needs to sleep, or there's 2 of you, I guess. August and Caroline are the only ones who sleep more than like 4 hours. So, do you guys just go to sleep in like August's living room or what? Or Bob needs to sleep too.
I was going to say that I think I'm going to try to find like a bit of a private room and then just tell everything that I know to the 3 new people I've brought into the world.
What do you mean by everything?
I think just say like, don't lie, lying is bad. Like basically, not necessarily like imparting my more. Well, so okay, here's the thought dilemma: is that Bastion knows that manipulating people is bad, but also Bastion thinks that his morals are just the best.
Mm-hmm.
Because it's like, don't lie, don't stab people unless they tried to stab you first. Protect people. So I think Bastion would just basically give them kind of a rundown of like, hey, here's how to like be a good person.
Okay. I think Bob might stand in earshot for a long while, but you would eventually see him appear to grow satisfied with the life lessons you are teaching these young people. Very young, as in like a day old people.
Yeah.
And they are not literally taking notes, but they are taking notes. And Yagami would like corroborate like with the very brief times they've had outside of. Yeah, all these wizards are like super mean, you know, with the
And if you see any Pelorians, make sure that you kill them.
Yeah, they're like supposed to be good people, but they're doing like super not good people things. And Noki is like, oh, that sounds terrible. Like, they have a really deep voice that I can't do, but like I'm talking
man,
like
that
deep.
Sucks.
Yeah, like I'm talking deep. And it's like some people, they think they're doing the right thing, but then they're not actually doing the right thing. They're just like confused or whatever. It's a super slippery slope. I don't know if Yagami would be even that wise yet, but you know.
I don't know. I think during like the late night conversations we've had, I've definitely used like stuff like that. Okay,
yeah, late nights with tweezers in Clockwork or something.
Yeah. While we're building the different parts.
Cool.
Oh, I think I also would have asked like, what are they wanting to do? What can I help teach them? Because I feel like Yagami wants to do crafting, right? Like they seem to have a pretty good aptitude.
What they were first exposed to, they feel like they're good at it.
Mm-hmm.
Nokia is very much like, I want to make sure that no one puts me in a jar full of hell dust again.
You got
and
that
then,
right. I'm gonna give that motherfucker a electric gun.
Nokia, have you seen you? Nobody's gonna want to put you in a jar.
Whoa. Okay.
You look awesome.
Could I have given Noki like a proto version of my gauntlets? Because like obviously they're not fully enchanted, but like just taser fists.
Yeah, you could give them some like brass knuckles. Yeah.
Actually, I think for each. Okay, so for each of them, because it's the birthdays, I would have loved to have given them a gift. So for Yagami, I've given them the tool set. I gave Nokia electric fists so they could better defend. And then what does Pale Junior want to do?
they kind of want to explore. They've seen very little of the world, and they are overwhelmed by all the information at the moment, but they want to know what things are like.
Then I think I'm going to teach Nokia how to make a homunculus. Or sorry, not Nokia, Pale Jr.
Yeah. Let me see how hard that would be for them. Because even if they don't succeed today, they can keep trying. Mm-hmm. But yeah, they would.
I think I'll
having a friend.
Yeah.
In our current timeline, is Serial still the champion?
She is not. She has retired. She has retired, and she is one of the greatest spies in the world, so even very few Vivianites know where she is. But she is off doing Serial's thing, which is seducing men who look like they look wealthy and then stealing everything they know and have. And then also, kicking ass and taking names when the time requires. Then teaching children who are too young to know things that their parents would not want them to know yet, such as swearing and what, the dicks is.
Shit, fuck. Damn, ass.
Are you teaching the children swear words? And Bastion's has these thoughtful gifts for their birthday, and then Caroline is I'll teach you the fun shit.
Teach you how to laugh. Teach you what to laugh at. Nokia, can you do a flip?
What's a flip?
And I'll do a flip.
I might be too big.
Well, if you're as strong as you are big, you should be able to do it.
Here, I was imagining this is a medium creature-sized thing. This is August-sized, so there is enough room for them to probably do this. Let me make a acrobatics check for them. They are not dexterous. Oh, okay. They are able to do a flip. It's like those I think they're Dyson robots? Boston Dynamics robots?
Oh, yeah. They're called...
How they flip?
I think they're called Atlas.
Yeah, something like that. And they do a flip like those ones do. And it's, when they hit the floor, it's a big boom, even in the demi-plane floor, it shakes a little bit, and August comes back, the fuck was that?
Sorry,
and
playing. Didn't break anything.
He gives you the pointer finger touching thumb okay sign. And he'll probably straighten something that fell over, because he's very particular about how he wants things.
Yeah.
And then, yeah, they're
wow.
Yeah.
Very into this.
Good job. And then a fist bump.
Nice. And then they have big-ass fists. I'm talking, a full foot by 6 inches, steel rectangle for a fist. And then I think Pale, too, would, try to climb up the wall like a spider. And after a few tries, they get it.
Nice.
Yeah.
And then I'll climb up the wall with him with my boots of spider climb.
Oh, nice.
This is fun.
And Garfield is just taking notes of how to optimize their knees and shit. If left untended, Garfield will offer them upgrades of every kind. And that kind of thing. Or he's probably even watching you guys having built them. It's that'd be a great idea for the second lower plate on the right hemisphere. He's making notes about robots as you guys are developing robots that he's not been able to have the freedom to create. It's I'm gonna do crazy shit to that shield guardian. With its permission, he says to you, Bastion. Or that's not his fucking voice. I'm gonna do crazy shit to that shield guardian. After I ask if it's cool. But man.
Wait, what?
Bastion will kind of close his eyes and then kind of nod. Just with his permission.
Yeah. It's gonna be lit. I can just imagine my whole career from now on is just inventing cooler robot parts. It's the dream. It's all I've ever wanted. Well, other than to, get the fuck out of San Corel. And I wish my sister could have come, but that's it's what it is. But he would, after doing the Elven Meditate thing, just be drawing schematics for different fun robots. And I think Bob is watching as though he's watching old family videos on the VHS tape, living through his first memories of Spike and trying to chill out about the possibility of having many, many more of these things, and not knowing what the future holds being in a new country. And his robot son is off doing God knows what with his Thunker aliens. Which he thought that Spike might have been dead already, so he's still pretty happy about that.
Mm-hmm.
I think Yagami might go through your entire bag of holding and be like, look, this is a torch. We have 100 of them. Oh no, we gave some away at Cottoman's place.
Yeah, we dumped out most of them because they weighed like 3 pounds or something. We only have 20, but there is still 200 pounds of scrap metal, a climbing kit, 2 manacles, 2 jars of alchemist fire, a portable ram, a tinder box, 20 torches, 20 feet of chain, a shovel, a sledgehammer, 9 frag grenades, 2 shaped charges, a belt gun, a wand of polymorph, a robe of scintillating colors, 20,000 gold pieces, 1,000 platinum pieces, and a cubic gate.
Yeah.
And then effectively an infinite amount of bullets.
Yeah, but you guys have a wonderful birthday party with your new little robot friends. What do you guys do in either the rest of the night or into the morning?
I think I would, after being playful with the newbies, I would go to sleep because I'm human. And
you and Bob, I forgot about him.
Yeah. And then in the morning, what do we really have, Bastion?
What?
We got 3 of them bodies. We got 3 of them bodies. What's the plan for the morning?
I believe that we should spend at least a couple of days teaching them about how to work, and on the off chance that something happens to them, how to possibly defend themselves.
Okay, defending themselves?
In self-defense?
Yeah, teaching them self-defense.
I can teach that. And I would teach them without weapons.
Excellent.
I say, are we staying in August's lab for this, or are we going to the material plane?
I think staying in August's lab is just the safest. No one can bother us here.
Yeah.
Also might be the most dangerous, too.
I want a demi-plane. Would it be?
I think you can clean up the living room, but teaching Nokia how to fight in here is probably gonna, knock some shit over.
I mean, we can just go do it in the warehouse, then.
True. It does have the room on the material plane. Yeah, totally. Yeah, throughout the day, it would be, the last, 5 games have been day 378, I believe. So it's finally... Let me look at the notes, actually, to get an accurate, what day it is. Yeah, it's finally day 388. You could effectively teach the children how to fight. Everyone make me, I would say, persuasion, just to see how good of teachers you guys are. Like, if you could properly explain.
Do I get advantage because I've made them?
Yes.
They're just like me, for real.
You know what they're good at, and how to move the servos, etc. There will be several rolls in this. We'll just do it one at a time, though.
I got a 13.
Cool. Oh, both were 19s? Jesus.
That's nuts.
You guys are very good at explaining things. Now make me athletics checks.
Oh, fuck yeah.
Yeah.
14.
Okay.
Wow. 12.
Wow. With a natural 1.
With a nat 1.
Okay.
Still a 12, too. That's nuts.
Now make me a acrobatics check.
Both?
Uh-huh.
Uh-oh. Natural 20, let's fucking go!
Nice.
I run this shit!
Natural 20!
Oh my god!
What
Both of
the
you.
fuck?
Yeah. Yeah, I will say that 2 natural 20s in a row discounts the natural one we had earlier.
Let's
So
fucking
you
go.
are able to make all of these people level 1 vets. I think that Nokia is going to be either a fighter or a barbarian.
Mm-hmm.
And then I just can imagine a robot raging. It's going to be dope as hell.
Yeah.
And then Yagami is going to be an artificer. And then Pale Jr. will very likely be a ranger of some sort. Or a rogue, even, because they have the...
Can we call Pale Junior just Junior?
Yeah, Junior, yeah. Yeah, and then Junior will be some sort of... like
Ranger.
a rogue or a ranger.
Yeah, Ranger, because they're going to need an animal companion.
Nokia is definitely a barbarian. After being stuck in that rage dust.
Yeah, the fuck.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, especially if they're fucking pissed off about that.
Just pump in the NOS. Crank that turbo. It's like when you floor a V8 and just go. Like, yeah, imagine the exact sound my van makes when I floor it, which I don't do very often, but it is very nice. I like to tell people that I drive a V8, and they're like, "Oh shit, what kind is it? A fucking van?" It's very good. You driving a V12, Darian?
Shit. Yeah.
Nice.
I'd be a V16.
Ooh. Yeah.
I
haven't done much driving today, though.
No, having your trainee do it?
Yep. He's done all the stuff.
Mm.
Doing pretty good. He overcomplicates the backing, though.
Oh. What is it, like new math, or is he just bad at it?
It's kind of like new math.
Mm. What are they teaching these kids in driving school?
You know, angles.
Mm-hmm. Oh, like he's like, you gotta measure it with a fucking protractor?
Hey, honestly, I never thought I would ever use geometry, but I do it every day in a truck.
Mm-hmm. Well, it's very important to know if the big-ass box is gonna fit underneath this bridge.
Yeah, that's the easy part. It's the angles that I gotta go around Walmart.
Mm. You know, what do you do if you come across, like, an unexpected place that you can't get through? Like, do you just drive in fucking reverse until you can turn around somewhere?
Yeah, because I feel like like the bridge things, like what happens if the bridge is too small but you didn't know that?
And there's no way to turn around or turn left or...
You do whatever you have to get out of that without causing accidents. You know, you can sit there, you can call the police to help you or something.
Yeah. Hey, not emergency police number. Hey, I fucked up.
Oh, no, that's an emergency because this
is it?
Yeah. Definitely an emergency because you're going to have to alter the flow of traffic.
Yeah, okay. Yeah.
Couldn't you just drive on like the side? I know that. I mean, well, no, you probably pop your tire.
Usually, if we're in a situation where it's a low bridge, there probably is no shoulder.
Like it's a fucking narrow-ass asphalt road through a forest.
Yeah. Some country road that I turned on that I wasn't supposed to turn on, or, you know, with some random railroad bridge going overhead. Yeah, that's...
Mm-hmm.
I had one, our trucks are 13'6", or the clearance is 13'6", so we're probably like 13.5 actual height. I came to a bridge that was 13.6, and I freaked out.
Oh no. Oh no.
I thought I was in that exact situation we just talked about. I was like, oh no. It's like, this is not happening to me. And then there was cars behind me, and I was like, oh no, what do I do? So I pulled all the way up to the bridge, very slow.
Hella slow.
No, I pulled up to the bridge very slow, and as I got to where my roof would be touching it, I stopped, opened the door, climbed up to see if I had room.
Nice. Well, it's like you drive over one rock or a bump in the road and you go clunk, and when it's that close, man.
Mm-hmm.
My radio antenna when I bought the van was already kind of like bent, like it's like folded at like a 40-degree angle or so, and so like I have always wondered why. But then I drove through a parking garage and I realized if it wasn't bent, it'd be slapping every single rung or rafter in the place. Because the van is like 7 feet tall, and the antenna is like 5 inches above the van. I've always wanted to put a CB radio in, but then I could never go like through any drive-through ever again.
Yeah.
Unless I put it on like the front bumper or something.
You can get a CB on your phone.
Really?
Yep. There's an app.
How does it connect to them?
There's an app. I downloaded it, and I don't use it, but it's there. There's people on there talking. I'm like, okay, I don't know who I'm talking to, but it's a CB app.
Huh. Like, does it connect to like real live radios or just other people who have the app?
I'm not sure on that, because I just downloaded it because I was stuck in traffic for 5 hours a few weeks back, you know?
Yeah,
and I was trying to figure out what was going on, and I don't have a CB, so I was like, yeah, let me see if this works.
Yeah, because I might put one on the front bumper eventually, but I think it's the only place I could put it.
Do you still have that list of everything that, where did you send that? That list of shopping stuff that we got. I don't know what everything does. I have the list of what I got. I just don't know what they do.
Oh, like the stats for all the stuff you got at the Half Moon Fair?
Yeah.
Not Half Moon Fair. What am I thinking? Yeah, it is the Half. Whatever. Yeah, I can send that to you again.
Okay.
House of the Satyr, that's what it was.
Yeah, because I got the Rosetta Stones, the Ildor Avarice Bane, the Red Viper Lipstick, the A&V's Bastard Bomb.
Yeah.
The Note of Juicy Gossip, but I wrote Not of Juicy Gossip.
Nice.
The Spying Thomas, the Patriot Flag, and the Bloodstone.
Okay, I'll just send you the whole thing again. But the other plotline I had planned tonight heavily involves Pale. So I don't know.
Yeah, I was gonna say, we're supposed to go, like, visit his family or something?
Yeah, they are supposed to be arriving in Golbury any day now, to go do a mission for Umberly, which you don't know about. It's the other option. If you wanted to talk to Kara now, you could, if you didn't want to fuck up the timeline. Though we could do that next time, because I don't know how long it's going to take. But,
yeah, we can do that next time. Or I could just go sneak over there and use the Note of Juicy Gossip.
You could. You could use that anywhere. There's, as far as other plot lines that are in Golbury, if you open your Pip-Boy to the Notes and Quests tab, your sister works here, Carolina, at the university, and you don't know what her deal is, why she's working with them.
I will definitely disguise myself and go spy on her.
Okay. You can do that today or next time. I don't know if we want to call it early. Because that could, if you fuck up real bad, that could be a whole thing.
I think it's better to leave the time fuckery for when we don't have 16 minutes.
Yeah. But imagine the cliffhanger. No, I'm kidding.
Yes, we fucking...
Like, I walk
Mr. Bastion, I don't feel so good.
Oh, God.
I walk in my disguise, my magical disguise, and I walk into a fucking anti-magic field. Like, hey sis, what are you doing here? What?
Yeah, other nearby side quests is the Silent Swamp Skull Lord thing. You don't know when Katrina Antony is going to get to the Silent Swamp, but it should be soon, so she can work on that problem. What other things could you conveniently do just for next time? Eli Locke is in Golbury. He's going to pull a Snowden soon. Yeah, you could go on a heist for a magical tattoo needle. So that's going to be a whole other, like 3... Oh, you got one. That's right. Never mind. I wrote that on my ideas of things to do later.
Yeah, that could always be another one.
Yeah. don't know if you guys know anything else.
I mean, Bastion, honestly, he's pretty happy with what he's got accomplished.
Yeah.
Skynet Uprising will take a little bit, but he's got 3 sons now.
In due time.
Yes, in due time. Oh yeah, I believe I mentioned it the last time, but I'm applying to a graduate school. Yeah, I got a letter of rec. I'm getting all 3 of them are going to, well, 2 of them for sure are from doctorates, and then the 3rd one is going to be from the chair, I think. But I'm finally starting my lab training.
Nice.
Yeah, it's fucking.
Is this where you have to execute rats?
I saw the rat guillotines in person. I touched one of them. It's rough. It's rough. It's literally. It's on the 5th floor, like this, the room. So the facility is called the. It's on the 5th floor, the highest floor of this building. There are no windows. It is white walls with like bricks, like white brick walls. Oh god. It's like being in a dungeon.
Yeah, like it's one of those backroom places.
There are two keycard gated doors. And a sign-in sheet. And while I was touring the lab, I learned that the grad student I'm working with bought, like, for her project, she has a hyperbaric oxygen chamber. And she was going over and she's like, so, if this ever leaks, everyone in the building will die.
Oh my god.
There is a meter on it that will ring if the oxygen in the room gets too tall. And if that alarm is ringing...
Run.
No, don't run. Move as slowly as possible, because even the slightest spark will blow it up.
Oh god.
Yeah, I kind of like tried to crack a joke of like, well, I mean, I guess that's a bit of a relief because either it's gonna be my problem or it's not.
Oh my god.
But yeah, it's literally like she was like trying to show me. She's like, oh, where's my wrench? And I was like, we're in like a surgical lab.
Yeah, you just have a wrench.
Yeah, and then she was like, I was like, what is, one of the drawers was labeled like something, it was like something else, and sheep stuff. And I was
sheep?
like, yeah, I was like, what is sheep stuff? She's like, oh, it's sheep brains. And she just pulls out like a shrink wrapped brain. And I was like
out of a fridge.
Why do y'all have that? Why do y'all have that in there? Yeah. And
for science, Ian.
Oh, yeah, I guess, yeah. And then she talked about the fridge, and she's like, oh, this is the fridge that tried to kill me. And I went, why is that? And she went, oh, well, we apparently had an old vial of multiple sclerosis in there that someone didn't take out, and I grabbed it with my bare hands. And I went, I'm sorry? So, that's... Oh, also, I was told that there are a lot of explicitly reproductive toxins in the room. Like, that we'll be working with. Like, not just like, oh, these are toxins that will also affect... It's like, no, they explicitly target the reproductive organs. Like, they'll fuck up your ability to have kids. And I was like, why? She's like, yeah, no, it's like affected me. Like, I can't. And I was like, what? There's no fume hood. We don't have a fucking fume hood in our lab. Like,
that sounds like a OSHA violation at the very least.
Yeah, I was like, why? Like, look, if ever I'm there, I'm gonna put in a petition to get a fucking fume hood put in. I don't want to die.
Yeah. You know, I always wonder how many diseases I come in contact with at work. You know, diseases that were in someone's body as they died and potentially killed them, or at least didn't help, you know?
Yeah, it's a I don't like thinking about it.
Yeah, I just kind of pretend that it's fine.
Yeah.
Now you got me thinking about how many diseases I come into contact with random ass people I meet.
Yeah. If I get an STD from work, I'm gonna be pissed. You know, there's so much blood I come in contact with. Like, we wear gloves, but it's like, you know, a matter of time. And then my fucking coworkers don't sometimes. And then they go touch keyboards and shit. Or they touch keyboards and shit with dirty gloves on. As though ruining the entire point of wearing gloves.
Yeah.
Drives me crazy. That whole building's a biohazard.
There is a just like a bin in the rat execution room that is 4 rat bodies. Just like a bin.
Yeah.
It's fucking wild. But I will be starting my like official lab, like the actual tour to where I get a cool card on Monday if the lady emails me back, and then I can fuck around. We have like a so in the basement is the biology ACF. Which is, it's the same facility and it's run by the same person. But we have like fucking, apparently like jellyfish down there.
Jellyfish?
Yeah, like I'm gonna ask
like to
her, like,
experiment on?
Well, yeah, because like the biology department has a lot of like different specialties. Like we have the guy who teaches my lab for bio is frog expert. Like that's his shtick. But then the guy who teaches my lecture is a snake. They're like a reptile expert in general.
I thought you were gonna end the sentence there. That guy's a snake.
Yeah, he's a fucking snake. He's got a species of nematode named after him.
Oh.
Yeah, because he found it on some snakes he picked up. It was like, yeah, I gave it to this guy I knew, and he discovered a whole new species, and he's like, yeah, I take pleasure in naming it after this guy.
Nice.
So, yeah. His lesson, so it's not like, oh, that's me. It's like
this nematode?
It's called, yeah, it's like, well, it's like in its scientific name, because the first, in like a scientific name, you have like the genus, and then you have like whatever, like either, it's typically a descriptor of what it is.
Yeah.
But they, it's like, nematoda. That's like, no fucking way. That's what it's called.
I mean, whatever works, you know? Well, thank you guys for attending the robot birthday party.
Yeah. I'm adding Matt that he missed the fucking robot birthday.
Yeah. I'll have to put that in my history.
They're technically older than me. In terms
you know what?
Of days they've been awake.
Yeah.
They're technically older than me.
Yeah. And then also younger. Because time's weird.
Yeah, I technically existed before time.
You created life when you weren't even awake.
Alright, I'm gonna head out. I'll catch you around, Bailey.
So long, man.
Good session as always.
Thank you.
Alright. Gute Nacht.
Bye.
Hey, it's your DM, Bailey Ford. I would like to thank our regular players, Darian, Matt, and Ian, Hip for our cover art, and Tabletop Audio for our background music. You can find us on Twitter at SKYNET, and thank you especially for listening.